Hey guys, it's your boy Blackrue back with another top stock video. Catch me every 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Benzinga channel on the Ruell Report, where we go over stock and we go over crypto. And if you want some of this news first, check out my Patreon. I do weekly stock lists, weekly crypto lists, and if you're so inclined, daily crypto lists. So let's get into these top stocks, but first, a little branding. Gotta thank my longtime friend Scott for that. If you guys want some snazzy internet graphical design for your site, check out his site, nerdface.com. That's nerdface.com. So let's get into these top stocks. Okay. So main areas we're going to focus on for this week are emerging SPACs, dark horses, of course, because this is dark. If you want to go to my site, darkhorsewatcher.com. So we got dark horses, merging SPACs, and short interest plays. So let's go to the emerging SPACs. But first, I want to do a little case study with you guys. This is Whole City, submerging to be Astra Space. And if we look at it, got as high as $22. And here it was trending towards 15. So it actually merged into Astra Space and hit that $15. So we saw was a SPAC name, and then we saw it after the merge. So this pop had stopped happening in SPACs, but now that I see this with Astra and it's happened with a couple other high-end SPACs, I'm believing that it's going to happen on the 4 SPACs I'm going to mention today. First of which is Lucid Motors, SPAC CCIV. It will be merging with Lucid Motors on the 22nd of July. You guys can check that out on SPACtracks.com. So here we have the 22nd of July. You can see it. Let's see, July. Okay, so Lucid Motors, really high on them. A lot of people think they're going to be trying to give Tesla a run for its money. Say, have these really luxury EV vehicles. If you want to check it out, go on to Lucid Motors website. They're located in the state that I live in right now, Arizona. They have a really big presence here. Yeah, and if you look at these guys' cars, they're so beautiful. So yeah, I'm really thinking they're gonna have a pop here when they fully merge, and I'm looking for them to run up until their merger. And as you can see, they've kind of already got a trend of running upward. The company I'm very high on is Matterport. You can see they got all the way up to like $28. This company does basically like 3D models of houses, like virtually, and it's used in the real estate area. But it has tons of applications in that. And here you can see with this whole collaboration. Matterport announced a collaboration with Facebook AI Research to release the world's largest data set of 3D spaces for academic research. So when you look at these 3D models, um, you know, like most real estate people take pictures and you can see pictures of the house. But when you look in this model, it's like you're literally stepping into the house and you can see exactly how much space is where. So really snazzy technology. Really snazzy technology. So I want you guys to take a look at their first quarter earnings, which they gave us in May. Check this out. Total revenue up 100%, 108% year over year. So the same time last year, 2020, they doubled their revenue. So um, here we have subscriber revenue, 13 million, up 84%. Spaces under management grew to 88%. And subscribers increased to 331,000, up 530% year over year. So look at all of that they're doing here. Added LiDAR support for iPhones to capitalize on iPhone's new depth sensor and increase the fidelity and accuracy of their models. Such great things going on here, but the thing to take away from that is they they more than quintupled their subscribers. They have 5 times as much more subscribers now. They have doubled the revenue. Very bright things in their future. So really looking for these guys to pop. And if we can go to SPAC we can see their merger date, which is the 20th. So full disclosure, I'm not in this yet, but I am going to be getting into it sometime this next week coming up here. Here we have Tuscan Holdings. This is going to be Microvast. Microvast is a EV battery company. Let's see if we got any first quarter earnings from these guys. I don't see it anywhere. So, but I'm really high on this EV battery company. And as you can see, they made it to at least $24. I'm looking for them to trend back to at least like 16 after this merger here. And their merger date is coming up on the 30, no, not the 31st. The 21st. Also want to note for this week is SPRQ. SPRQ is going to be a solar financing company, I believe. We got Chamath Palihapitiya. He's a part of this deal. He's in the pipe of it. So he provided some money initially. So going as high as 16. Maybe look for it to go back to 12 at least. If we look at their first quarter earnings, growth, revenue up 90% year over year. So that's a really good, that's stuff that we want to see. These companies are trending up. So that'll be one to really watch out for this week. So we did Matterport. We did CCIV, which is Lucid Motors. We did Microvast. And those are the main ones that I'm watching out for this week. You could also put PSAC on that list. This is going to be Faraday Motors, another EV company. But I'm not as sold on these guys as I'm as sold on Lucid Motors. But you guys could still watch them. Their merger date is the 20th. Okay, so now that we got those out of the way, let's look at some dark horses. So we got Intravision Communications Corp. And this company, as you can see, has been trending for the last 3 months. Why is that? Let's look at their earnings. These guys, for the last 3 quarters, killed the revenue. So they had an estimate of 45 million. They did 62 million. Had an estimate the next quarter of 130 million. So you can see that's like a near triple of their last quarter revenue, and they broke through that to 171 million, like so. So their actual revenue increase in the last 3 quarters, you can say they tripled their revenue. Went from 62, the 60s of millions to the mid hundreds of millions. Very, very high on this company. I see $10 in their future in the next 3 months, and they may just run towards their earnings on August 3rd. And here we have Sci-Fi. This is like a telecommunications company that in India they have their hands in a lot of stuff actually. But as you can see, their revenue went from 70 to 80 to 90 million. Their next quarter, they may even get to the hundreds. If we look at the overview on these guys, they're a provider of corporate network services in India. It's the fifth largest internet access provider in the country. They control the network of franchise cyber cafes, so they got cyber cafes. They own several internet portals, one of which is sci-fi.com, which is one of India's top 10 sites. And they also have data service centers, network services, cloud management, technology integration services. So these guys are really a communications infrastructure along with um, along with their website. They just got a lot going for them. And if we look at them for the last 3 months, you can see that they're trending upward. And we even have um, company Blackstone, a hedge fund, a really popular hedge fund, and talks to buy a minority stake of them. So I don't know, I was unable to confirm if it happened or not. But here on March 4th, which is like 4 months ago, they were in talks to buy a minority stake. I don't know if they did it or not, but all you can see is that this company is on its way up. And then if we look here at Castlight Health, we have Castlight Health, and Castlight Health is doing really good here. You can see it trending upward, but for like the last 8 quarters, we have this company beating earnings here. And yeah, for the last like 10 quarters, they've beat earnings revenue. And I'm looking for these guys to continue that in the next quarter. $5 is definitely in this company's future. The next 4 months, let's see what they have. They have earnings at the end of July here. So yeah, I expect these guys to run into earnings. So I think that's it other than Newegg, which is a short interest play. Newegg itself, their earnings are coming up 821. I expect them to blow whatever earnings they have out of the water, and here's why. Um, Newegg has been around for a long time. I've purchased from Newegg before. They're basically like a Newegg Tiger Direct type Best Buy play. They sell electronics, and let's see what Benzinga says is a e-commerce company offering direct sales and online marketplace platform for IT computer components, consumer electronics, entertainment, smart home, and gambling products, and provides certain third-party logistics services globally. So yeah, so you can think of them as an e-commerce kind of Best Buy. They have no brick and mortar stores. They're all e-commerce. But what's been blowing up this last 6 months? Bitcoin. What can you do with Bitcoin? You can mine Bitcoin. So I went on there trying to like find a CPU or a GPU where I could mine Bitcoin. All the GPUs, all the good miners, all the good mining GPUs were sold out. So I'm expecting them to have a really good revenue. I don't know why this company, when I looked on TD Ameritrade, was shorted up to 130%. But right now, what I'm thinking is people are squeezing out the shorts. That's why you see such a prolific rise on this company. They went June 29th from $11 all the way up to $21. And I've been in since $10. It's crazy. I'm going to continue to watch Newegg rise because I still think there are a lot of shorts in here. Um, and I do expect them to run towards their earnings. Last but not least, these two, they're two ETFs. Um, BAT, which has a pretty large stake in Neo. If you want a bigger stake in Neo and companies like Li Auto and Xpeng, you might want to look at this one. And cloud computing. So this one has things in it like Cloud Strike, I think, and Cloudflare. If you want to be exposed to cloud computing, this is an ETF you might want to check out. And as you can see, it's been trending since the 13th of May. And these are just little safer plays if you want to get exposed to cloud computing and if you want to get exposed to Neo. These are cheaper plays that have a little less risk to them. All right, so that's all we have for today, guys. Check out some of my videos here on the end screen. Specifically, check out the big news for Telcoin. Telcoin now has staking, and check out whichever video appeals to you as a user. That should be the second video shown. And appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one. Peace.